Yeah, hello, it's Tuesday and I need to clean my filter. It was planned for tomorrow, but it's 20 mil from overflowing, so yeah, has to be today. I got a reply yesterday from Steve that his thoughts were, Martin, maybe you need to slow down a bit on the food because of the readings. I think he's right. It is perhaps a bit heavy feeding right now for the system. As I mentioned yesterday, I am hovering just over the toxic, or just around the toxic levels on ammonia. So, yeah. So need to do a filter clean, boil it 3 times as every time, at the moment at least. Let me flip you around. The water is still looking good. The fish are looking good. They are eating, they are thriving. And as you may can see, there is algae built up on the walls here, on the sides, and also a little bit down at the bottom. But I'm actually pleased that there is algae build-up, because now I know there is something biological happening as well as the readings from the ammonia. But let me flip around and see what I am doing. Actually, I'm starting by opening the window, and remember my screwdriver. I just did the lawn, so now I can happily throw some water on it. I have this part, a bit of hose, and on some 50 mil pipe that I can move around wherever the water is needed. So what I'm going to do, get this device off. I am waiting for a new ball valve, or this one will remain, and I'm just going to glue the new one at the pipe here. I don't want to fiddle too much around with this original one, because it has a slight leak, but it is still working here. If I was going to change it all, I have to pull everything down. I don't really want that. So in a week or two the ball valve will arrive. I'm going to change it, but let me rig up this pipe and hose and stuff, and then I will be back. Now the hose are on, going out into the garden, and remember, I'm not using salt at the moment, so I can happily discard the dirty water out into the grass. So that's perfect. And if I would, I could buy some more length of pipe and move it more around than what it always ready is doing. So let's go inside again. And now we're going to boil the Easypod. Just getting the lid off here. It's not necessary, but I like to see what is going on. But let me start the boil, and we can proceed with the filter clean. Now it is boiling, the Easypod. Still leaving a bit of air going into the bio bin because it's taking me a bit over 30 minutes to do the clean with the 3 cleans of the Easypod. So I'm leaving a bit of air still going in for the bacteria. What I am going to try, maybe someone already has done it, but I haven't seen it. You know, the grids in the Easypod, they often get a bit dirty, and since I maybe have a little too much, or at least it is not matured, the media in the Easypod, I'm going to try and use a new toilet brush. It's new, it hasn't been used in the house, it's new. To try and clean off the grids and the Easypod. So, see if it fits. Yeah, it fits. Yeah, it's working. At least there is a lot of muck coming off it. And as I mentioned last time when I did the filter clean, it isn't really moving around the K1. Maybe it's because there's too much in the Easypod. I haven't measured it. Or perhaps it's just that it isn't mature yet. Maybe we have a look. There is some, yeah, it's actually shit in it. So try and get it as much off as possible. I'm not worried, hopefully you can hear me, I'm not worried about that small build-up of muck that the Easypod is known for in the bottom of it. I'm not worried about that. But I really want the flow in it and not being blocked by a build-up. So, yeah. Actually, it's working okay. Maybe I can try in the middle. There's still the pipe getting in the way, but yeah. That is dirty now. Yep. Going to boil those 3 times. We're going to have a look at the pond, do a water test. That was also scheduled for tomorrow, but I'm going to do one when the new water has been in for like 30 minutes, so it has mixed around. So, yeah. See you in a bit. Yeah, I just realized something while I'm at the filter clean. Why not put the pure gel in the bio bin now, where there's no water going through? It will stay there for 30-40 minutes and turn around and get stuck on the media, instead of just a part of it goes out in the pond and then returns. So I'm going to throw in the last bit of the Pure Plus. So over a week I have used a bottle. Is it doing anything? Still don't know, because I haven't tried without it. So yeah, but at least I have done something. and I am still waiting for the PSB. Hopefully it's going to be shipped today or tomorrow. Going to do the last bit in so that it can boil for that half an hour without going out in the pond. And maybe get every last drop out of it. So, yep. I'll mix it a bit, but then just let it stay there for the next, like 30-40 minutes. See you in a bit. Yeah, filter clean, almost done. As some of you know, I had a problem up here that the K1 was escaping from here. What I did is I got an answer on that question, that this grid can slide down, and because of it sliding down, there is going to be a gap up here. What I did was I used the screwdriver, got hold on one of the grids in here, and then I just lifted that inner part up. So now it is sitting in place where it needs to sit. So hopefully next time I'm cleaning the Easypod, there will be no K1 escaping. And as you can see, when the pump is running at full speed, it is almost overflowing here. But in the near future, there's going to be an overflow, just in case this pipe will get blocked or something. It's only going to be a 40 mil, but there will be an overflow in the bin going to the pond. I'm going to lower the water flow a bit. Normally sits around here, and you will notice in a while it's going to sink again. What I need to do, turn the air off here on the Easypod. I have also one here just in case, so we get no siphoning. Full power on the biobin. Sometimes I just help it to start boiling again. As you know, there is a lot of media in this bin. Probably too much, but yeah, that is what it is. I think I actually can get a bit more flow. So open it a bit more. Yes. And the pond is almost where it needs to be. And I am so fortunate here in Denmark that I can use tap water directly. I don't need a big blue or anything, because there is no chlorine or chloramine in our tap water. All of our water supply, or 98% in Denmark, is coming from groundwater. So yeah, we are fortunate on that part. There can still be small traces of heavy metals, but it appears it's not a problem here where we are living. So yeah, everything is cooking on gas now, and we can see the fish more clearly. Now there is none at the moment, so yeah. they are all thriving and seems to be happy. So yeah, I will leave the system for 40 minutes and then make a water test to see where we are in the process. So yeah, stay tuned. Yeah, so did the filter clean, 3 boils. Actually I did a bit more than that because I flushed, let the pump run and still the waste on. So I flushed out a bit of K1 that was in the bottom of the Easypod, and also to get the rest of the muck out, or most of it. I'm not too concerned about a little bit of muck in the bottom. I don't really care. I think it's not doing any harm. It's just feeding the bacteria a bit more. I'm going to do the water test. You can be with me on that because I need to use the clock on the phone. Yeah. And I saw a question last night, I think, on a Facebook group about Evolution Aqua on the exact that issue that I had. So yeah, maybe it can help some of you in the future. The middle can slide down apparently, so it makes a gap in the top and the K1 can escape. But I can fix it with my screwdriver. Just get it in one of the grids and then pull up as good as possible. Yeah, I do the water test and I will be back in a few seconds. Today's measurements: ammonia 0.5, the same as yesterday. Nitrite between those 0.5 and 1 on that scale, so let's say 0.7-ish. Slightly more, yeah, let's see. Yeah, just the nitrite was just in between those 7.5 and 1, so yeah, I would say 0.7 or something like that. So I'm still in the, not the good area, but in the acceptable area where this pond is at the moment of in this moment of time. So yeah, I'm going to use Steve's advice, slow a bit down on the food. So I'm not going to hand feed them tonight, or also not tomorrow. As you remember, I hand feed them just around 8 o'clock in the evening. I'm only going to rely on the auto feeder. So they are given a feed at 8 o'clock, at 12 and at 4 in the afternoon for the next couple of days. Maybe Thursday, Friday I will do some new measurements. So yeah, unfortunately with this auto feeder it is at the lowest setting, so I can't lower it anymore. I could remove a feed, but it's much easier that I'm not going to hand feed them, I guess. So yeah, so the 8 o'clock in the evening feed is done for a period of time, some days at least. Yeah, that's all for this little update on the grow on. stay tuned for more and see how the progress is going to be on the new pond syndrome. Remember, I'm new in this part of the game. I have had discus and all sorts of things, aquarium since I was 5, so I kind of know my way around, I guess, but koi ponds are different than aquariums, I guess. At least that's a bigger volume of water, so maybe things are going a bit slower here than it would be in an aquarium, or I don't know. But due to the water change, the temperature is now 20.5, so it's almost cut 2 degrees off. So I have ramped up the heater so that I can get up at those between 22 and 23 degrees. So actually, before I started, it was a little over 22.5, 22.6 or something like that. And the heater was set for 24. Remember, I'm heating the room and not the pond. So 1.5 degrees lower in the water than in the room. I think that's okay. That's okay with me. Especially for when the winter is coming. I am going to lower the temperature when the winter is coming. Because I don't produce that much heat or produce that much energy on the solar panels in the winter, or it depends on the winter. If it's cloudy for 5 months, then it's not going to be that high of production. So I'm going to lower the temperature, so the pond is hovering probably between 18 and 20 degrees. I think it's good enough for the bacteria and also for still feeding quite a lot. So stay tuned for the next one. Remember to subscribe. We are only 11 now from this year's goal of 400. So stay tuned. And in the near future, or within, I think it's early August, Jesper and I, you remember Jesper from the trip to Superkoi, we are going out for our annual carp fishing trip. So if you're into carp fishing, then stay on this channel. There will be some content from this little. We're going out for, what is it, 5 nights. So having a good time. We are always having a good time. So we are enjoying our company. So stay tuned for some carp fishing content later on this year. So see you on the next vlog.